We just have to be here now, present as we are. In this video, I wanted to briefly relay a story that was conveyed to a group that I was with. And the reason I want to share that story is for the end of it. So hang in there with me if you have a little bit of time for a brief story time. So as I said, I was in a group and this man came to share, and he shared, I will shorten the story, essentially a story about running into his childhood best friend again. And, he told some details about that. And now the main point, which made me not only unbelievably sad, also spurred me to make this video, which I have sort of made before in a different form and fashion. However, I really wanted to make a point of saying more specific words in this video. He told the story of reconnecting somewhat with his childhood best friend and how the relationship between them over the years had become one where it was like, oh, well, I'd really love to come and see you, but the kids have soccer and this and that has all these things are going on with our families. And so they weren't connecting. And they hadn't actually seen each other for, I forget the amount of time, but it was quite long. And what he was saying was, and I can't quite remember where he said he went, but he went somewhere, I think, out of the ordinary for himself. And he ran into someone who, sadly, and also, in a way positive because he got to find out about this had happened, he found out that his friend had passed away from this person. I can't remember if it was his friend's son or someone who just knew the friend well. And they let him know that, oh, he's just passed. If you're wondering why I'm telling you that very heavy story, it's because we hear about and we see things like that a lot. And it's not very often that we actually think to ourselves, or not even think, that we actually take the actions to go and reconnect, or even if that means a phone call, a text. And we really should do the thing, because the main message of all of this is to live in the now, to live now, because we never know when we'll be gone. And that's the part that I've said before many, many times, many different ways. And I don't say it ever to be morbid. However, we are here as mortal beings with, perhaps immortal spiritual essences. However, our physical bodies have a limited time on Earth. They're an LTO. They're a limited time offer, this here body. Yours only for the prices. I crack myself up. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be more somber of a video, but you guys know me. I tend to bring the levity to everything I do. So on a serious note, however, that really did hit me, because a lot of us allow that cycle to perpetuate within ourselves at some time in our life, whereby perhaps we've reconnected to someone we once knew who we were good friends with, or a relative even, and we're like, yes, I'd really love to get together, have dinner, whatever it is we agree to, but then we allow life to happen, as people like to say, oh, life happened. We allow life to happen, and essentially we allow other things to take higher priority. I'm not suggesting to make your friendships the be-all, end-all of your life, of course. However, I do think it's important for us to take care of our fellow man and woman and people, our fellow beings. Heck, I'll go large. And I really want to invite you strongly to encourage you in this video to live while we're alive. In other words, if there's something that you really, really want to do, don't put it off. Go and do it. Because unfortunately, as many of us have found out through our life or through our experiences, is that life itself or health aren't necessarily permanent states. And if, goodness forbid, your health was lost or anything else, take it from yours truly to know that it is a harder journey back, and you may not necessarily get back to where you were. Now, that's the whole point. All we have, and I'm sure you've heard this, as I said, many, many ways, all we have is the now. This is really all that's real, which is why some people jokingly say, I forget what the quote is, but something about how the present is a gift. It truly is. The present is all we have. Actually, something that I read in a book the other day, see if I can remember the quote accurately at all or paraphrase it. I recently read this quote in a book that shared that one of the secrets of life is that you realize that getting there is being here. And that's why I have that goofy thumbnail somewhat, and also is why I wanted to talk about living now, really seriously living now. For example, even within my own family, I recently overheard, one of my family members saying something about their bucket list. And I kind of ran in, can we not refer to it as your bucket list? Because, you're healthy, and let's not put yourself in an early, mortality situation. And they were like, oh yeah, that's a good point. I never really liked that term anyway. And I was thinking, yeah, that's exactly. So be careful with your words. Something that I always say, be very cautious with what you're saying to yourself and to others. Do the things that excite you and that make you feel good. Period. I've said that, I think, in my last video. Do things that make you feel good, that make your nervous system feel relaxed and calm. And again, if you've said to someone that you really want to connect with, that you will connect, make that a priority, because it's all too easy for life to get in the way and for time to pass. And then before you know it, anything can happen at any moment. Something I also recently heard was safety is an illusion. And I think I agree with that statement, because we're never really safe. There are risks in quite literally everything we do. And the idea of safety is a bit of a non-thing. It's not real any more than fear is real, which it is also not. So at any rate, before I go on a waffle with this video, I wanted to share, please do cherish the people in your lives, spend quality time with them, really get back to them if you passionately want to reconnect with someone, for goodness sake, do it, and don't wait a long time. Again, because we never know when that person may or may not be there. And it always kind of feels good to do it. It always does feel good when you go and reconnect, for both of you. And if it's people who really do recharge you, then you're both recharging each other and you walk away feeling fantastic. So don't take the people in your life for granted. Really understand that they may be here today and not be here tomorrow for any number of, things that are completely out of our control. I've heard some crazy stories lately about people both surviving and dying from different things. And it's kind of blowing my mind, to tell you the truth. And maybe there will be a follow-up video about this, because there is some particular individual that I kind of want to address, and yet I'm not certain about the video yet. So I'm going to let myself marinate on that for a bit. However, really, I mean what I'm saying in this video. Cherish the people in your lives and understand that, honestly, one of the best ways to honor yourself in this current reality is to do what feels good and what feels right. And when you, like I said, to keep your commitments to yourself. So when you say to that friend, I would love to see you again, blah, 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 or I would love to see you for a coffee, don't wait too long. Ideally, don't wait if you can. You get my point. So understand that every soul in your life is a blessing. They have either taught you a lesson or they've been a support, or both. And every single soul that you encounter can be a teacher. But again, if you want to see that video, you can check it out. I'll link that video at the end about being a teacher, how everyone can. And we can really and truly learn from anyone, any age. That's why I value the people that are in my life, because they range in ages from the young to the I won't call them quite old, to the elderly. So if this video has helped you to see anything in a different light, or to perhaps really stop waiting on those things that you really would like to do, then share this video with anyone you think it might serve also. Subscribe, as that helps me out massively as a small content creator to get my message out there to those people who need to hear it. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out at this email address, where it would be my genuine pleasure to support you in any way that I can. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night whenever you're seeing this. Namaste. Much love. Stay healthy. Bye. So now, not kind of, like, it's like with, perhaps immortal spiritual essences. Anything can happen at any moment. They're an LTO. They're a limited time offer, this here body. Yours only for the price of. Do things that make you feel good, that make your nervous system feel relaxed and calm. Please do cherish the people in your lives. It always does feel good when you go and reconnect,